In this video, we're going to practice how to find slope from a graph. So I have 4 different graphs here that we're going to look at, just to kind of give you an example of the different types of problems you're going to see that are like this. It's important when you have a graph to remember that if you're trying to find the slope or steepness of a line, that you use rise over run. So we're going to be revisiting that theme basically throughout this video. So if we start with problem number 1 over here, let me switch up my color real quick. The key here is to pick, that's helpful, is to pick 2 points that are already on the line, and you got to be careful when you do this. So suppose to start here with the y-intercept of this line, and then if we go through here, you might be tempted to choose this location, but if you look closely, it actually does not cross right here at the grid lines, and it's kind of hard to see that. So you got to be really careful. I'm going to keep going down until I see one that I think will work. It looks like the only other option is that one right there. So again, since we're trying to find the rise and run of this line, I'm just going to count the rise. There's different ways you can do this, but you can do something like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have a rise, since it's going up, it's positive 8. And then our run of 1, 2, 3. So the slope of this will simply be 8 over 3, and we leave it just like that. You don't need to simplify. You don't need to make it, well, simplify if possible, but you don't need to write it as a mixed number. Over here on problem number 2, again, we're going to start by selecting 2 points that we know the line passes through. It looks like the point -1, +2 is a good choice. And looks like this one right here might be a good choice as well. So again, I'm going to go from left to right. So from this point right here down to this one, I have to go 1, 2, 3. And since we're going down, that's going to be a drop. So a drop of 3 or -3. And then we're going to go to the right, 1, 2. So again, if we use the idea of rise over run, the rise, which is actually a drop in this case, is -3, and the run is 2, and we'll just leave it as -3 over 2. Now when we get down here to the bottom, we have 2 special cases that we'll run into from time to time. And with this one, number 3, we have a horizontal line. You can see there's plenty of choices here for points that we can use. We could use, for example, -2, -1, and we could use, something out here like +4, -1. Now, if we're going from left to right, from here to here, and we ask ourselves what the rise is, well, it's 0, right? Because we don't have to go up or down to get from the left to the right. So in this case, our rise will be 0, and our run will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we could leave it like that, but it's best to go ahead and say 0, since 0 divided by 6 is 0. That's different than our last example, number 4, where we have a vertical line. And if we pick 2 points here, we could pick something like this, and then also we could even pick this point right here on the x-axis where the line crosses. Again, if we start with rise over run, our rise is going to be, and it really doesn't matter which one you pick here. You could start with the top point or the bottom one. They're both first from left to right. If we start at the top and we go down, we'll have 1, 2, 3. So that's a drop of 3 or -3. So our rise is -3. But our run is 0 because we don't have to go left to right, and that's a problem. You cannot divide by 0 here, so we say that the slope of the line is undefined. And that is how you find slope from a graph.